I would pick Topuria because Topuria has superior stand-up. I feel like Islam has the better wrestling. I feel as if Topuria has more submission skills, but I feel like the knockout power of Topuria makes him slightly better. Either one of those guys could win on any night, but if I had to personally gamble on that fight, I think I would put my money on Ilia.
He is elite. So Islam almost trying to challenge his ego to make him fight the fight that would suit him. It's obviously smart on Islam's behalf because at the end of the day, I believe and I think that Islam's team would be smart enough to understand that this is going to be a very difficult fight or has the potential to be a very difficult fight.
Islam Makhachev said he's ready for Ian Garry, said he's going to have to chase him. Ian Garry runs the whole time. Is that true? Is that how you got? Do you think of Garry that way? Do you think of Garry as a guy that runs the whole time? I would trust Islam as world champion. I would trust him as next opponent. I would trust that he has sat down and watched this. He said he was very familiar with Ian Garry. Said we watch him all the time. Ian Garry runs the whole time? Really? I had not noticed that.
As Jon Jones stuns the MMA world by backing Ilia Topuria over Islam Makhachev, new warnings are emerging that Islam's upcoming clash with Ian Garry could be far more dangerous than many expected. With Daniel Cormier calling it one of Islam's toughest tests and Chael Sonnen backing Islam's criticism of Garry's elusive style, the pressure surrounding the welterweight champion has reached a boiling point. However, Jon Jones made a bold prediction, revealing he'd put his money on Ilia Topuria to beat Islam Makhachev. While praising Islam's elite wrestling, Jones argued that Topuria's sharper striking, dangerous submission game, and devastating knockout power give him the edge in what he believes is an explosive, razor-close super fight.
I would pick Topuria because Topuria has superior stand-up. I feel like Islam has the better wrestling. I feel as if Topuria has more submission skills, but I feel like the knockout power of Topuria makes him slightly better. Either one of those guys could win on any night, but if I had to personally gamble on that fight, I think I would put my money on Ilia.
Adding to that, Daniel Cormier warned that Ian Garry's size, movement, and cardio make him one of Islam Makhachev's toughest challenges yet. He believes Team Makhachev knows this is a dangerous matchup, which is why Islam is trying to bait Garry into an emotional fight. If Garry sticks to his game plan, DC says Islam could be pushed into a very difficult battle.
So Islam almost trying to challenge his ego to make him fight the fight that would suit him. It's obviously smart on Islam's behalf because at the end of the day, I believe and I think that Islam's team would be smart enough to understand that this is going to be a very difficult fight or has the potential to be a very difficult fight. Because through it all, right, Garry is a very big guy for the weight class, very tall, very agile, and can move around for 25 minutes if need be, which could cause issues for Islam. He'll be a shorter fighter in the octagon this time, and Garry won't be stationary standing in front of him. It is a very hard fight.
Furthermore, Daniel Cormier believes Islam Makhachev's trash talk is a calculated weapon designed to lure Ian Garry into making costly mistakes. But DC warns this fight will be decided early if Garry avoids the takedowns. Islam could face a brutal 5-round battle. If the champion gets his wrestling going, the momentum could swing completely in his favor.
He's talking about Garry being a runner.
I just have to run in this camp too much because I have to follow him because he runs too much, you know. I know his game plan, we always see his fight.
I believe, or have to believe, because it's the same coaching staff, right? Coach Javier Mendez that I had, that he is smart enough to know what needs to be done in order to pursue this fight. I think it just shows, though. It just shows how fighters think as they get closer to the actual event. It's a hard fight, though. It's a hard fight for Ian Garry. It's a hard fight for Islam Makhachev. I believe that this fight will be determined by what happens in the beginning of the fight. If Garry is able to stay upright for the first round, it could be a long night for Islam. But if Islam is able to secure takedowns early or get close to Ian Garry, I believe that then the fight will start to sway in his side.
Islam Makhachev ignited the rivalry by claiming Ian Garry runs instead of fighting, forcing Chael Sonnen to question whether the challenger has been hiding in plain sight. While Chael admitted he trusts the champion's scouting, he confessed Garry never struck him as someone who avoids exchanges. That shocking claim instantly fueled debate over whether Islam has already uncovered the key to breaking Garry on fight night.
Islam Makhachev said he's ready for Ian Garry, said he's going to have to chase him. Ian Garry runs the whole time. Is that true? Is that how you got? Do you think of Garry that way? Do you think of Garry as a guy that runs the whole time? I would trust Islam as world champion. I would trust him as next opponent. I would trust that he has sat down and watched this. He said he was very familiar with Ian Garry. Said we watch him all the time. Ian Garry runs the whole time? Really? I had not noticed that.
However, Chael Sonnen drew a sharp line between smart movement and outright running, arguing they're completely different tactics inside the octagon. He warned that constantly retreating sends a message that a fighter is avoiding the fight rather than controlling it. If Islam truly sees Ian Garry as someone who runs, the psychological battle may have already begun before the cage door even closes.
And it's a very interesting detail if he does. Now make sure, if you're talking about Ian Garry does a good job of moving, yes, he moves the whole time. But they didn't say moving, they said running, and running specifically, when we use it as a vernacular in this space, means he goes backwards. He's running from you. He's running. Running away from a fight. Guys that run away from fights are really hard to take down.
Daniel Cormier revealed that Islam Makhachev is already playing mind games, trying to bait Ian Garry into an emotional fight before they even enter the octagon. DC says Islam is targeting Garry's ego, hoping he'll abandon his smart game plan for a reckless war. It's a psychological battle that could decide the fight before the first punch is even thrown.
We start getting close to these big fights. Obviously, the fighters start talking, you start to get a feel as to what they're expecting of the fight, how they think the fight's going to play out. And obviously we heard that with Ian Garry a couple weeks ago, talking about he wanted a certain type of finish in a certain round. But now we're hearing the champion Islam Makhachev talking about Ian Garry and what he expects his plan to be. It's almost like Islam is challenging his ego. When you hear a guy like Garry speak about a specific round, finding happiness in that, not necessarily becoming the champion. Obviously, Ian Garry is going to be happy to become the UFC champion, but wanting to do it in a certain round, but then Islam saying he likes to run, almost challenging his ego, almost trying to goad Garry into fighting him the type of fight that would ultimately suit Islam better.
In the end, Daniel Cormier fired back at Ian Garry's critics, insisting the outspoken contender is far more dangerous than people give him credit for. DC praised Garry's unwavering confidence and belief in himself, calling him an elite fighter despite the backlash. He warned that overlooking Garry because of his personality would be a huge mistake. According to Cormier, Islam Makhachev isn't preparing for hype, he's preparing for a legitimate threat.
When you look within this matchup, look, man, I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Ian Garry. I think at times, I saw a tweet recently that said, when you want to punish someone, they should have to listen to Ian Garry for X amount of years. I don't agree with that. I don't think Ian Garry is that annoying human being on the planet. I think Ian Garry is a very confident young man. I believe that Ian Garry believes in himself. And honestly, I think that Ian Garry is a guy that takes pride in his family. And I think because of the way that he takes pride in his family, to some people, they don't love it, right? They don't love just personal things about Gary, but when you look within Gary the fighter, he is elite.
Moving to that, Chael Sonnen made it clear that beating Islam Makhachev starts with surviving his relentless wrestling. He said the first test is stopping the takedown, while the second is having the cardio to withstand 5 brutal rounds. Sonnen praised Ian Garry for proving his gas tank against Shavkat Rakhmonov, showing he won't fade under pressure. But against a dominant champion like Islam, endurance alone may not be enough to pull off the upset.
That shield, is Ian the guy? Well, if Ian is the guy, or whoever is the guy, question 1 is going to be, can you stop the takedown? And question 1B is going to be the cardio. Can you hold up? Ian Garry held up. He held up against Rakhmonov. I got to give him credit for that. This is off the top of my head, but wasn't Ian Garry's fight with Protas? Wasn't that 5 rounds? Either way. If Ian is going to back up, and Islam's way of dealing with that is not the standard way, which is cut him off.
Adding to that, Darren Till praised Ian Garry's elite fighting ability, but unleashed a brutal attack on his personality, claiming everything outside the cage feels completely fake. He said he's met Garry several times and can see right through him, accusing the Irish star of putting on an act for the cameras instead of being genuine. Till even referenced the online controversy surrounding Garry, arguing it only reinforced his opinion. While he respects Garry as a dangerous UFC contender, Till made it clear he has zero respect for the persona he believes Garry is selling.
What's your issue with Ian Garry?
You know what? I sort of like to take people as I like to take people as they are and stuff like that. You know, met him a few times. I think he's a fucking fantastic fighter. I just think honestly, it's just one guy. I just can't. I just see right through him. I just think he's fake as fuck. I think he's really fake.
This was your tweet. You said instead of giving criminals the death penalty, just make them listen to Ian Garry for the rest of their lives. They'd cry out for the chair. That seems harsh, no?
I have to let them listen to Ian Garry on repeat forever.
I like Ian Garry. I like talking to him. I have no issues with him.
I don't know much. I shouldn't be giving as much shit. He's just everything. He's just got. You just can't see right through this. He's just got like this little act. Like it's just. I don't know. Just like fuck this team off after cage what is to go to UFC and just is. I don't know. Just like I don't know. I don't want to like chat. You know. I just think he's fake, mate. I just think he's fake. I'll do. And then I seen his brother was putting out tweets about him, like saying he's lying and that about getting beaten as a kid. Like he had a great upbringing. So I was just like, that's his own brother, man.
In the end, Jon Jones shocks the MMA world by picking Ilia Topuria over Islam Makhachev, igniting fresh debate about Islam's future. Daniel Cormier warns that Ian Garry could be one of the toughest challenges of Islam's career because of his size, movement, and cardio. Meanwhile, Chael Sonnen weighs in on Islam's claim that Garry runs in fights, fueling an intense psychological battle before fight night. Darren Till also enters the conversation with a brutal assessment of Garry's personality despite praising his fighting skills. With mind games, bold predictions, and heated opinions coming from MMA's biggest names, the road to this blockbuster showdown is becoming more explosive by the day. Only one question remains: are these warnings a sign that Ian Garry can shock the world, or will Islam Makhachev prove once again why he's one of the most dominant champions in MMA? As fight night gets closer, every prediction raises the stakes even higher. The answer will finally come inside the octagon. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more daily UFC and MMA updates. Share this video with your friends and let us know in the comments who wins, Islam Makhachev or Ian Garry.